Every boat begins with a dream, an idea of building something better. In 2008, Johnson undertook what must have seemed impossible at the time, designing and constructing a 5-stateroom layout with an on-deck master, all within 100 feet. Fast forward to today, and it is clear the industry has been taking notes. I'm Patrick Hopkins with Denison Yachting. Welcome to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and welcome aboard Lorax, a 2008 Johnson 103. Lorax is a 2-owner boat, and only on her 3rd captain. This shows as we move from space to space. These former captains know her intimately, and each time they changed hands, they gave very detailed handoffs. And while every captain has their own way of doing things, it's almost easier to just reference back to one. It's not gone through so many iterations of maintenance or a program. It's only had now its 3rd program of how a captain wants to see this boat run. Starting today's walkthrough on the platform, an immediate signifier of this boat's foresight and design. Large enough to hold 2 jet skis or a large inflatable tender, with this davit conveniently tucked away underneath this fiberglass box that houses the backlit nameplate. Up 4 teak steps, the cockpit is home to a varnished table that comfortably seats 8. This is where you'll have your exterior dining. On port and starboard sides are these convenient docking stations. As we move from the cockpit into the salon, the only step you will find until all the way forward is over the threshold. The first thing the owners did when purchasing this vessel was change this door from pneumatic to electric. Walking into this space, I immediately noticed the new carpet, which was installed in 2023. Windows line this space and complement the sycamore interior, keeping this space light and bright. Glass-topped 8-person interior dining table that is rarely used for dinners, but in the case of inclement weather, proves an integral part of a good program. In my experience, this also doubles as a place for owners who are still running businesses to open up their laptop for early morning emails with a coffee before their guests rise. To port, 2 armchairs flank a small table where the guests that need less time to get ready wait for their spouse or partner to finish that evening's look. A large sofa and a high-low table are directly across from a pop-up TV, which make for cozy family movie nights when everyone has settled in for the evening. All the way forward in the salon, a guest favorite, the bar. With 4 seats to belly up to the bar, it would be tough to spend a week aboard and not find yourself here. A great social gathering space to grab a cold beverage. Stepping behind the bar and moving forward from starboard to port, a large wine fridge, a beverage fridge, and an ice maker. A marble countertop with a single basin sink and outlets on each end, and the wine wall, which stores 10 bottles of wine and is flanked by storage on either side. To port is our chef's galley. I will not speak for any chefs that have been on board, but this galley, while cozy, is extremely practical. Cold storage as you enter. Prep counter space to starboard with an oven, 4-burner cooktop, and microwave. To port, a dishwasher, a double basin sink, counter space for plating, and 2 circular portholes to be sure Chefy can cook with a view, or at the very least, whomever is on dish duty that evening. A service door can close this space off for privacy, and a door to the outer deck can be accessed on the port side. Making our way forward into starboard, there is a day head to port and a door to the outer deck to your starboard. Let's follow this marble floor forward to the on-deck master. Through a sycamore door at eye level is a visor full of windows, all with privacy blinds. Storage cabinets line both port and starboard sides, separated by symmetrical vanities. The king bed centerline has 2 nightstands with adjacent outlets. The king also doubles as an unthinkably large storage space underneath. At the foot of the bed is a high-low TV. Forward of the cabinet where the TV is housed, 4 steps take you down to a bathroom the size of some Manhattan apartments. Support the toilet and 2 large cedar-lined closets flank his and her sinks with a large amount of storage. All the way to starboard, a shower with a bench seat. As we referenced in the beginning, this space must have seemed impossible to create. Today, this is the benchmark of all builds over 88 feet. Exiting the master stateroom, heading aft, follow me down a set of stairs to port to the guest accommodations. Starting in the Ford VIP, this guest accommodation is full beam with a centerline king berth. With 2 opening windows to port and starboard, this space is perfectly lit as the sun comes up and the crew drops you your morning coffee order. Storage in the stateroom is, well, everywhere. Cabinets line both sides of this stateroom. Drawers line each side of the berth. The nightstands open up, showcasing a small but smart use of space. All of this complemented by a vanity to port and a full closet to starboard. The ensuite has marble floors straight into the oversized shower, which also has a marble bench. Exiting the VIP and moving all the way aft, 2 mirrored staterooms will give you an idea of what makes this boat so charterable. These 2 staterooms are mirrored with the Johnson signature 3 oval portholes, filling these spaces with natural light just over the heads of each bed. Each stateroom has a TV mounted over a storage cabinet, a nightstand, a hanging locker, and in the starboard stateroom, a walk-in closet. Everywhere you look in this stateroom where there could be storage, you will see a latch representing an opening door for exactly that. A theme we have seen in the Master and VIP is continued here. In the oversized heads with marble floors and countertops, the size of the showers for these 2 staterooms almost has to be seen to be believed. Just forward, we enter the bunk stateroom. This stateroom can act as a dual-purpose room. With 2 twin bunks and a Pullman, when the family is all together, this is a great place for the kids to get some rest. Or when Lorax is chartering 4 cabins, this makes for a great crew overflow stateroom, which essentially translates into a very happy chef, if you're doing it right. In here, there's a nightstand, a port light, storage drawers, and an ensuite head with a shower. This is something I will take a second to highlight. Each of the 5 staterooms has its own ensuite head. Just outside the bunk stateroom, we have this linen closet with 1 of the 2 vessels' stackable washer and dryers. Just inboard of the service door to the outer decks and up a few stairs, follow me to the raised pilot house. The captain's chair has been removed, opening this space up. This reminds me of when I served in the Coast Guard on the bridge of a 225-foot U.S. Coast Guard cutter. We were not allowed the luxury of sitting whilst on watch. In here you have dual navigation displays, dual radar displays, your engine displays, as well as your throttle controls, bow thruster controls, autopilot, compass, depth repeater, and VHF radios. A settee offers the captain an office space to go over the day's plan or review quotes for the next yard period. From the helm, we have access to the Flybridge, but for now, let's head aft through the lazarette into the crew quarters. From the stern door, we step down into the lazarette, a space that can house fishing rods, water toys, and back here we have a freezer. Through the door in the laz, we enter the crew quarters. This crew area houses 5 crew members when the captain's cabin is shared by a captain and chief stew duo. The captain's cabin is on the port side with a desk, storage area, and an ensuite head with a shower. To starboard, a head with a shower and 2 crew rooms, one with a twin, and the other with an over-under bunk. Just forward of that is a fridge and freezer, as well as storage. To port, our second stackable washer and dryer. The engine room is home to twin 2,000 horsepower MTU 16V2000 M91s. At 1,200 RPM, she cruises at a speed of 10 to 10.5 knots, burning only 35 gallons an hour. At 1,800 RPM, she cruises at about 15 knots, burning about 80 gallons an hour. To port and starboard of the mains are these two Northern Lights generators. Follow me up the aft cockpit stairs onto the Flybridge. This is the most popular space on board. This U-shaped aft seating area makes the perfect social space to hang out in the sun. When I'm aboard, I appreciate the shade underneath this Tucci umbrella. Moving forward into starboard, a sun pad with storage underneath, accompanied by teak steps that welcome you to the jacuzzi with a skylight overhead. To port, a full-service bar replete with brand new cold storage and a propane grill. Continuing forward, there's a settee with a table and 2 chairs, an ideal spot to have lunch underneath the hardtop that has new strata-glass which protects this space from weather. Symmetrical chairs, both to port and starboard, face forward. The exterior helm rounds out this space and gives the captain a chance to run the boat in the open air. On the hardtop are 2 KVH TrackVision TV8s, which are becoming obsolete with the addition of Starlink, which this boat has. On behalf of Denison Yachting and myself, Patrick Hopkins, I want to thank you for coming aboard this walkthrough today. If you have any questions or would like to get aboard, feel free to contact me.